Podcasting live at the time we recorded it. From the studios in downtown Gulfport, Florida, it's WGAB, the Gabcast.
You're listening to WGAB, the Gabcast, from the Gabber Newspaper. Welcome back, guys. I'm just kidding. It's our first episode. But I'm Cameron Healy, the assistant editor with the Gabber Newspaper with...
I'm Patrick Heinzen, the news and politics reporter with the Gabber Newspaper.
And here we're talking about...
what's in this week's issue.
Sweet.
So I figured we would start by just talking about the front page, you know? That's what everybody's going to see.
Definitely. And what is this about?
So we actually got a pretty cool front page this week. So elections are coming up in March in St. Pete Beach. And originally there was only one kind of opposed race that was going on. It was Karen Marriott versus Lisa Reich. But Lisa recently dropped out of the race. She decided that it was better for her to kind of pursue her passion of wildlife conservation and beach conservation. So she actually started a group called the Coastal Wildlife Advocacy Group.
Okay.
And what their kind of just goal is to educate. You know, they're looking to talk to the public and especially the city. She thinks that the city could use some education on that. And, you know, it's something that I care about. I love turtles. We all love turtles. Who doesn't love turtles?
Turtles are cute. What am I supposed to say?
But one of the things that comes along with it, or comes along with that, is talking to the city. So one of the things that she looked at was there's an ordinance in St. Pete Beach for protecting turtles, and sea turtles are protected statewide, you know?
Okay.
So she looked into this ordinance, and it mostly focused on light, because dim light is really important for turtles, for hatchlings, and also for the turtle to go and lay her eggs. But when she went and looked at all the houses on the beach, she found that none of them were compliant to the ordinance. Not a single one. So that's a big deal, you know, that the city's got to know about that. And she sees it as her job to kind of hold them accountable.
Yeah.
But also she kind of looks at it in a way of, just because she's dropping out of the race, she's not giving up at all. She just feels that her energy is much better directed towards something that she's very passionate about. And she feels that, I spoke with her on the phone. We had a great conversation, and she pretty much feels that if she was to be on the city commission, she wouldn't be able to kind of pursue that. And because of that, she just felt like it would be better for her to move into working more for that advocacy group. So
she'll still be helping the city.
Exactly.
So it's just
that's kind of her goal.
In a different environment.
Definitely. She just wants to be kind of, in a way, an advisor to the city.
Okay.
Because she has her area of expertise. She has what she cares about. She is looking forward to, in a way, of being able to educate the city and work with the city, but use her expertise specifically. And she's been doing this for 12 years now. She's been doing turtle advocacy, and specifically turtles. It's not just turtles. She wants to just work on coastal wildlife in general, but obviously turtles are a big deal.
Yeah.
Here in Florida, people love turtles. And so that's just our front page, you know, that's where we're going to be. And I think people are really going to enjoy that and also kind of connect with that, because it's, like I said, everybody loves turtles.
Okay, so how about we transition from St. Pete Beach to best pizza in Gulfport?
Absolutely.
Yes, our top taste section. Let's talk more about that.
Absolutely. And for this, we're going to bring in the owner of the Gabber, Cathy Salustri.
That's right. Here we have owner Cathy Salustri. Say hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey.
Are you ready to talk about top tastes?
I'm always ready to talk about food. So our top tastes, we started this last year. It's a column where we send Morgan Bano, who is our food critic, to test 3 very specific things. And this week, she tested pizza in Gulfport, because we have 3 actual dedicated pizzerias in Gulfport. And she liked them all. So that's, good. But her favorite is perhaps the least known Gulfport pizzeria, and that's Slice of Gulfport. And because I'm a good boss and I love you, I brought you pizza. Actually, Slice of Gulfport sent the pizza over. So we're going to be able to eat the pizza and
Shout
talk
out.
about it.
Thank you, Slice of Gulfport.
Slice of Gulfport.
That's very nice.
And that slice spelled like a normal pizza slice, not like a chain. So here,
Okay.
Pat, you take the piece first, and then let's put it down.
All right.
What kind of pizza did we get?
You got cheese. I asked
Looks
for cheese.
like we got cheese pizza.
That'd be so funny if
Yo.
that fell right now.
That would be hilarious.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
But then to go with the pizza,
Oh,
we have beer from Gulfport Brewery.
we do.
We do, because they are amazing. And they also said, here, take some beer. And so while you're getting your pizzas queued up, I'll talk about the Gulfport beer. They sent over some of their award-winning beer, which sounds funny, but they did. They sent over their gold medal beer, their silver medal beer, and then my favorite, which is one of their standbys. It hasn't won any awards yet, except in my heart, and it's the Distant City Lager. So just eat your pizza. I know. It's pizza, right?
That's a good slice of pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
One would say scrum-diddly-yum.
Is that like short for scrumdiddlyumptious?
It is.
It is
kids
now.
these days, am I right? That's me. Wow.
So the nice thing about pizza is actually the perfect breakfast food. So the key when you get pizza is you get enough pizza that there's some left over for breakfast. This drives my husband crazy. I can eat pizza for breakfast, but
I used to work at a pizza place, and when I would leave at like 11 at night, it was too late for pizza. I would just go home and go to sleep. But I would make a small pizza so that I could just put it right in the fridge the next day and eat it for breakfast. My mom hated it,
that's brilliant.
despised it, but it was great. I would make myself just a cold pizza.
I do cold pizza too.
So Slice of Gulfport. I know it sounds like a commercial, and they wouldn't let us pay for the pizza, and that's cool. But all three of our pizza places in Gulfport, because we got Series, we have Tommy's Hideaway, right?
Yep.
And Slice of Gulfport. They're all family owned. And Slice of Gulfport is not like in our main drag. It's not on Beach Boulevard, so people forget about it. And I think, I want to see them succeed because I like their pizza.
Yeah.
I got a veggie pizza from them the
Morgan's.
other day. They actually had like fresh sliced tomatoes and fresh mush. It was like wasn't frozen. He told me today that he gets them from local places sell produce. He shops at to get
Oh,
the.
wow.
Yeah, he makes the dough. He sent some sauce for us to taste to dip the crust in. And then it's just a really nice pizza.
Yeah.
And what goes better? But beer. What are you drinking, Cam?
Ooh, I need to.
There we go.
That was a good one. I got orange stuff. Yeah, this is a tangerine and mango. I love fruity beer. Personally, that is like my go-to. If it's orange, I love it. Like, I think that tastes so good. Wait, that's like so yummy.
Cam will be trashed by the end of the.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
One
I'm
beer.
sloshed.
They always have that stuff. They said it won this. I didn't know Florida has a beer. I knew Florida had a beer competition, and they do it during Tampa Bay Beer Week. But
Yeah.
that's their silver medal winner. Last year it won it. But I didn't know that when they won, they have a brewer's ball, which just sounds hysterical to me. I picture like little beers and little masks like from a costume ball, but that's not how it works.
So I don't mean to assume, but was the Gulfport Gold the gold medal winner?
The Gulfport Gold was a silver medal winner. Yeah.
Well, it deserves a gold because it's delicious.
I like it. And then they sent over two more for us. The Hippie Oasis, which is a hazy IPA, and an Unsteady Freddy, which is, I think, it's an IPA. I don't like IPAs. And
You might like this one because it has like
That's
the
not an
flavor- I
IPA.
know, but it has like an ale.
Oh, no, I love
coffee
Gulfport
flavor
Gold. Gulfport-
without being too bitter. You know.
I drink Gulfport Gold. I have both Gulfport Gold and Distant City in my little wine refrigerator at home.
That's
So-
so cute.
Yeah, no, the Hippie Oasis, though, the one we're not drinking, the IPA was a gold medal winner.
Oh,
That was the
wow,
one that
okay.
won the gold. Yeah. They're pretty
Wow.
proud of it.
Yeah, they should be.
And I think it's also the only place in Gulfport that brews beer. Gulfport kind of came late to that whole craft beer thing. Like, we're kind of different. I don't know if you've noticed that, because Pat, our news and politics reporter, he's our newest staff member. And Gulfport is more of a way of life
Yeah,
than a city.
it's been interesting to learn, especially coming from North Chicago and then being in St. Pete for a while. It's definitely a unique place, but it's a lot of fun, and I enjoy learning, you know?
I feel like all anybody's going to do is hear me chewing.
Yeah.
So you're going to talk about Gulfport Council?
Yeah, we're just going to talk about what happened, what was a couple things that were talked about at the January 16th Gulfport Council meeting. Just mainly, we had a really interesting public comment that was brought up. Teen Council's doing some really cool things. Then also there's a fundraiser at O'Malley's coming up in March, so that's kind of what's next for us.
What was that interesting comment at Council?
So, a woman, Shirley Baldwin is her name. She's the president of the board of directors for Beachway Park, the mobile home in Gulfport. And she brought up how she has a certain fear of kind of New Year's Eve and 4th of July because over the last couple of years, people have decided to shoot off some guns up in the air in celebration. And what she said was, apparently these are people who didn't make it through physics class or never attended a physics class and don't understand that what goes up must come down. Mm-hmm. In 2023, actually, she said that 3 separate mobile homes had a bullet come through the roof.
Oh my God.
One of the people they were laying in their bed and their bullet came and landed in the bed next to them. So it's pretty crazy. And then right after her time was up, because they only have 3 minutes after her time was up, a resident of Beachway Park, Donna Furlano, got up and she also kind of reiterated that. And she said that this new year she decided she wasn't going to deal with that. She just decided to go out. Mm-hmm. And when she got back home, there was a bullet sitting in front of her TV. And she said that if she hadn't gone out, that's probably where she would have been sitting.
That's crazy. And did anybody say anything?
I mean, obviously the council was concerned. Mayor Sam Henderson actually talked about how he's had some moments in his kind of past where he's been doing some roofing stuff on his house, and he's had to dig a bullet out of the roof.
Yeah.
You know, it's definitely an issue that isn't just Gulfport, but it's scary. People can get hurt, families, and it's damaging to the homes. They did say that they were very happy with the police response. The police got there quick and were able to kind of look into it. It's very difficult to figure out who's shooting the guns off, especially with fireworks going on and stuff like that. But the police responded, showed up, and were there quickly and were helpful to the extent that they could be.
That's good to hear, though.
Yeah.
They can't do it. I mean, they can't find who. I mean, there's really no way for them to.
Not really. It's difficult. They're hoping that there can be more monitoring, and they kind of, one of the things that they got up to talk about was asking for just like, can we have police here so that when it's not too difficult to discern a gunshot from a firework. There's kind of, I mean, at least in my mind, but they're just kind of hoping that there can be people who can be there police that can be there in case it happens, they're ready to go, and it's a lot easier to find it if you can hear the shot, figure out where it came from, and look there instead of respond and say, well, it was shot in this mobile home. Mm-hmm. You know, it was in the park. That's all we know.
Yeah.
It's scary, but they definitely had the attitude of hopefulness that the city can actually get something done, and the council was definitely, I mean, there were audible gasps from the crowd.
Yeah.
The council was definitely very responsive and definitely saw it as a major issue because people can get hurt, you know?
Yeah, that honestly is very interesting. Tell me, Pat, what is going on with O'Malley's? What did they talk about?
Man, so at the last city council meeting again, O'Malley's applied for a permit and it got approved. So they're going to be having a little fundraiser on March 6th. It's going to be for prostate cancer prevention. But they needed to get the permit because they're going to be serving alcohol on public streets, so it's city property. It's going to be really cool. It's free, family friendly. There's going to be music and food. And it's going to go from 5 to 10 p.m. In March.
That's exciting. Yeah. Okay.
I think you're underselling this because I've seen Maddie's does something like this every year.
Yeah.
And they always, I mean, so Joe Gunther and Maddie Gunther, they like they own so many things in Gulfport, but they do this fundraiser and they donate a portion. And I'm sure this is how it was this year at council too. They agree they're going to donate like a portion of the proceeds to the whatever their charity is. This is not a little thing. Like they close down Shore Boulevard and they've got like beer tents, and usually they do it on St. Patrick's Day, but it sounds like they're doing it earlier.
March 6th.
Yeah, you're not going to get anywhere near O'Maddy's on March 6th. So you basically need to camp out in Veterans Park with your dog and your cash just to be able to get into this thing, because it's a huge deal.
Well, there's an interesting stipulation, actually, is O'Maddy's have the responsibility of not letting people into Veterans Park. Veterans Park is also closing during the event. And
because of the booze, right?
Yeah. People can't go into Veterans Park. And it's interesting. So the Gulfport Police Department is going to be having some officers there just for security purposes. There's going to be city staff that are working to kind of for cleanup and getting everything ready to go. But all the cost for that is on O'Maddy's. So it's definitely I know I undersold it a little bit, but it is a big event. It's going to be huge, a lot of fun. Bring your family, go on your own. It'll still be great. No,
they do it. They do something like that every year. And I do love how you kind of glossed over. It's for prostate cancer prevention, which is just the screenings. Like, I'm really curious what is defined as prostate cancer prevention, because I only know of 2 ways you can prevent that, and they didn't tell you, did they?
No, they did not.
So you gotta ask the hard questions, man. What is prevention? What does it involve, Joe? No, but seriously, all kidding aside, it's cool that they do it, and I think they're probably going to have more roast beef, maybe corned beef if it's close. It's close. It's like 11 days. What, March 6th?
It's January, Cathy.
No, the event. Oh my god. The event.
Oh my god.
Does anybody even know what time it is? No, the event is what, March 6th?
Yes, March 6th.
So it's like 11 days. They're not doing it on St. Patrick's Day, if we're lucky, they'll do their corned beef. If not, just get their roast beef.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, that does sound fun. But you know what will also be fun?
What, Cam?
This spring, Storm Runners Tavern is moving in to Cathy's old location. We all saw Cathy's just unexpectedly shut down. They were just like, sorry, bye, we're leaving.
What was it that unexpected, though?
You're right.
Did you ever go eat there?
No.
All right, Pat, did you ever go eat there?
Nope.
All right, so when you don't go eat to a place, you know what happens? They close.
So anyways, they closed. And now we have this fancy new place called Storm Runners Tavern. And I had the pleasure of talking to the managing partner, Dave Burton, who is a Tampa native. He has a bunch of other places that he works with, businesses, restaurants. But he described this place to be a very chill, relaxed vibe. He wants to, have the place focus on the local aspect of everything, keeping it, Gulfport related. So what he was describing to me was that the rooftop bar that they have, they're going to have that more of like a lounge area, kind of a hanging out area. And you can just like have the little view of the water, see all the little boats, see the pier.
Isn't there some interesting name for it? There's a fun name for it, isn't there?
Yeah, it was in your article.
Oh, yeah. It's called The Crow's Nest at Storm Runners Tavern. So that will be kind of the lounge area. And then they also have this really fun thing where they're going to have a dog-friendly bar.
That's great for
But
Gulfport.
it's called...
Wait, what? Something dog-friendly in Gulfport?
I know, right? They knew their people. They knew who they were trying to get. So it's called Bark Gulfport, but bar is capitalized. So it's capital B-A-R, lowercase k. So
Bark Gulfport.
Yeah, and it's the tiki bar. This dog-friendly bar is going to be the tiki bar section on the side of the building. They have a really cool mural up right now of these like multicolored dogs inside the bar and then on the outside. That was also painted by Alex Clausen. He's a local muralist. And he also did, if you guys haven't seen, which a lot of people are very curious about, is this backside of the building is this huge mural of a boat at sea in stormy water. And it's got like lightning bolts and these huge waves. And it just looks
reassuring.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
what I expect this place to be. It's Storm Runner's Tavern. So yeah, they said that they are gonna completely remodel the inside and change all the colors, kind of make it more of an indoor area rather than like how it used to be, kind of open windows, open doors. You remember what it looked like?
I remember what it looked like in 2003 when it was like Casa Cortez.
Now that's silly. I was 3 years old. So
And I was 2.
so I don't remember it that far, but I remember it like a couple months ago. And they're going to try and make it more of an indoor restaurant rather than how it was an open, breezy kind of place.
I wish them the best of luck, man. I mean, the last thing that did well there was a restaurant called Casa Cortez. It was a taco place. It was like a Mexican Tex-Mex.
Yeah.
And it was okay.
Yeah.
But the family had owned it. They were so nice. And the service was so good that it didn't matter that it was just okay.
Yeah.
We all went there. And then we've joked ever since then, you can tell when somebody moved to Gulfport by what they call that building.
Yeah.
Like, so I moved to Gulfport in 2003. So to me, it's Casa Cortez. But wait, this is a stupid pet trick. Casa Cortez, Aquabellas, Roman Gardens, Dive Bar, something Spinning J's, Beach House. Did I say Dive Bar?
I think so.
Dive Bar? Okay, then I think it was just Caddies after that.
Wow.
I mean, it's been a lot of stuff. And so, like, you probably call it Caddies, right?
Caddies would be the only thing.
That'd always be Casa Cortez to me.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's super exciting for Gulfport to have something new come around, and hopefully they do really well. They're coming in the spring. They're going to open up in the spring, and they have a cute little slogan. We're coming ashore in 24. So that's kind of exciting. We'll see how
awesome.
that goes.
Absolutely.
Also a good
Right.
thing to say about all the boats illegally anchored out in Boca Ciega Bay. They are also coming ashore in 24,
All
but
of those storms.
not in such a positive way. Hey, you have something positive to talk about now that's fun, right?
Did you guys know that the pet mayor elections are starting January 26th?
Yeah.
I love a good pet mayor.
I
Right?
knew because I edited what you wrote. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, Gulfport's
so-
getting a new pet mayor. You know who didn't know? Our listeners.
I know. I figured.
You're welcome,
Unless
listeners.
you guys are all like you have a pet in the election, you might know. Whoa.
Whoa, did Mabel just
Was there
contribute?
a dog that wants to be a part of the election but can't?
Sorry, Mabel, you don't count.
Mabel's jealous, honestly. She really is. So
why can't Mabel?
because she is not a Gulfport resident. Pet mayor has to be like a Gulfportian at heart. Like they have to live here.
So
And
what does the pet
experiences.
mayor do exactly?
Well, pet mayor doesn't actually have anything to do. It's just kind of like a bragging right for that animal and the human companion. But you know why they have this election? It's to raise money for Gulfport Arts and Heritage and whatever local animal shelter that they're collaborating with.
Well, how do they raise money through the election?
So here's the cool thing. Every vote is $1. So you can only vote through money, which is just
okay.
amazing because then
Honestly,
raising
that's
all
how
this
all
money.
elections work. At least this one's honest about it, right?
and there's cute animals. So that's what's great about it. And so there's about, I want to say there's like more than 10 candidates so far. Last year we had Arabella the Dalmatian. She won. And I think they raised about $7,000 last year. And their goal this year is $10,000. So all of the money will go to Gulfport Arts and Heritage and the partnering shelter, Friends of Strays. That is going to be super fun. All the voting goes until February 17th.
How do you vote? Like, how would I be able to vote? Is it like a cash in a bucket thing, or is it online?
That is fantastic, Cathy.
Yes, it is both.
Oh,
So January 26th, which this podcast should come out January 25th. January 26th, you can go online to gulfporthistoricalsociety.org, and they have a little tab there. I checked today. It says Pet Mayor. It still has last year's information, but by January 26th, it'll flip over. You can go online, make a donation. Or there's a whole bunch of places in Gulfport they're going to have ballot boxes out. So you like take an envelope and you write your dog or whatever cat. There are cats and dogs running this year. I didn't see I didn't see anything unusual this year. They're only cats and dogs.
Yeah.
Like there was a guinea pig who ran one year. I mean, stuff like that.
I think there was was there a turtle last year?
I don't know. There was a chicken who wore tutus though.
I feel like it would be funny for somebody to just like catch a wild anole and put it in the race and it wins, and it's just like a tiny anole that nobody is like,
That's
this is
brilliant.
not your pet. This is just a wild animal.
I mean,
But then you get the bragging rights.
But you get the bragging rights, and
Yeah.
you
You
don't
did a
know
good
that
thing
that
by getting-
anole could go on to do great things. You don't know if democracy collapses, it's going to be left to the pet mayors of America to really keep it together. And then that is where I think the strength of this election is so clearly shown. You can vote online, Gulfporthistoricalsociety.org, or just find a place. I know that the corner store in Gulfport is going to have a ballot box.
They also have a candidate.
They do have
They
a
do.
candidate.
Lipton.
The little Boston Terrier.
Yeah, Lipton, the Boston
Lipton
Terrier.
is the official greeter of Gulfport Corner Store.
Is he allowed to do that?
He is the cutest greeter
He's
I've ever met in
adorable.
my life. He loves everybody, and he just wants to be there for fun. Like,
Could you imagine if you had a dog that hated everybody and you put it in for pet mayor and like people went up to pet it and it just bit you? That would suck.
You have a dog that hates everybody.
I don't have a dog that hates everybody. Banyan is just scared. She's very scared.
True,
she doesn't
true.
bite.
She's very nice.
She doesn't growl.
She does not growl. She's very
She
sweet.
just cowers.
Yeah.
Because you scare her. Oh, when are they gonna like swear the?
Oh yeah, there's an official wagging in ceremony at Gulfport's Get Rescued. So what happens is the pet with the most votes, which is the pet that raised the most money, they'll be honored with an informal wagging in ceremony at the Gulfport Get Rescued on February 24th.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, so keep an eye out. We will keep coverage, though. We will keep updating everybody on the elections and fundraising.
I mean, that's the best election we cover, I think.
You can't vote if you don't understand your candidate fully and
Right, and we'll be bringing you the what are their platforms, what's their favorite treat,
what tennis ball they like to chase.
Yeah.
have they ever growled at somebody, have they?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, there's a
no.
lot. There's a cat in there, and
We could even get them on the podcast.
There's
We
some
could-
cats.
We
Yeah.
could, we could get one of them on the podcast if they're willing.
Did you
Yeah.
hear that?
I heard that. That sounded like you meowing.
I don't know. I thought there was a cat. Meow.
Okay, you know we're videotaping this. They can see you meow.
All I know is there might be a cat in here, there might not.
It's fantastic. Coming to you live from our Mystery Cat studio in downtown Gulfport, Florida. It's WGAB.
Meow. Vote for me. Meow.
Okay. That's awesome. That's enough orange stuffed beer for you.
Are you going to vote for pet mayor?
I will vote many times.
I will vote too.
I will vote. I will. So it is important to mention the last 2 years with Pet Mayor. The Pet Mayor has been kind of a dark horse candidate because there were some clear. So the Arts and Heritage will announce periodically, like here's who's in the lead and here's doing this. And the past 2 years, in like the last 24 hours, somebody's come in with a sizable 11th hour donation, and it's been a little contentious. I mean, it's been a little
insane.
drama. But they said this year their goal is to raise $10,000 for Arts and Heritage and Pet Rescue. Love.
So that's one fun thing going on in Gulfport that you can look forward to. But I also heard there's some information from Teen Council. What's going on with them?
Yeah, Teen Council, they're actually entering a contest with the Florida League of Cities.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, I mean, the winner gets anywhere between $500 and $1,000, so it's a pretty big deal.
What do they have to do? What is this?
So they're doing what they're calling Keep Gulfport Warm.
Okay.
They're going to be collecting kind of coats, blankets, hats, other items of like warm clothing and space blankets, that kind of stuff that a lot of people could
Definitely.
use when they're cold. And that stuff can be dropped off by the community at the recreation center. If you have anything left over that you could donate, or if you're just okay with being a little cold sometimes, you can drop that stuff off at the rec center. The contest ends on April 1st. It was pretty funny during the while they were discussing it in the meeting at the city council meeting. April Thanos said, "It's gonna be pretty warm by April, like because the contest is over on April 1st. Like it's gonna be pretty warm, but that doesn't mean that they can't kind of stockpile that stuff and donate it later. And they're also looking into maybe in the summer doing a similar thing, but with like sunscreen, sun hats, other like beach umbrellas, stuff like that can be really important to helping people stay out of the sun, because that's very important
Definitely
down
in
here.
Florida, you're going to need that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, and it will get cold again.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the nice thing. If they finish in April, it gives them time to get it to the appropriate charity. And, you know, the idea is that you have the blankets ready before it gets cold. You've got to get it to the charities. You've got to get it organized. And that's not something you can do on a dime.
Yeah.
So,
Other than kind of just doing the project, the council needs to write up a little response and send that to the Florida League of Cities, and then the contest will be decided. And I think we got a pretty good shot. I mean, it's a really cool project that we're doing down here, and I think it's going to be really helpful to people in Gulfport. And
it's also kind of cool that we have a teen council. I mean, that's
Absolutely.
not always something I think. If I say teenagers, it makes me sound like I'm even older than I am. But when I was a teenager, I didn't care about politics or teen council. I was like, I want to play Frogger, which is what the kids played back in the day. You know, you've heard of Frogger, right? Like you've studied it.
we played Crossy Road.
Similar idea. Something jumping across.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Something.
so I mean, it's kind of cool that we have enough people to have a teen council that wants to do something.
And they've been involved in the past, and they at the Arbor Day celebration in 2023, they provided juice and cookies for all the people that were there. At the Halloween bash, they helped with organization and kind of setting stuff up. So they've been around, and they're going to keep doing their work and keep working on these big projects that are going to help Gulfport in the long run.
Cool. Who manages teen council? Is it like a city council member? Do they have staff who does it, or?
I think it's through the rec center.
Okay, yeah. So then that's staff. That's like Maribel. She does it. So it's
Okay.
not like city council members have to.
No, it's not. I don't think it's connected directly to the city council. I think it's separate, and I believe it's through the rec center.
That all makes
Yeah.
me want to be somebody who lives in Gulfport.
Yeah, they're doing some cool
They
stuff.
make me want to influence the world.
Well, the great thing is that I want to be somebody who lives in Gulfport, and I am. You want to be somebody who influences the world, and you are assistant editor for a paper. So
I am.
I feel like we're uniquely positioned to do good things.
Well, that was some great information. Thank you, Patrick.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thank you, Cam.
So thanks, everybody, for listening to WGAB, the Gabcast. Thank you, Cathy, for joining us today.
Always a pleasure, Cameron.
And thanks, Patrick, for bringing the greatest news.
Thanks to Mabel for interrupting our broadcast.
And thank you, Slice of Gulfport, for our pizza.
And the Gulfport Brewery for our beer.
beer. Cheers.
This has been the WGAB Weekly Podcast, brought to you by the fine folks at the Gabber Newspaper, where hyperlocal news is our business. As Arthur Sulzberger said, newspapers cannot be defined by the second word, paper. They've got to be defined by the first word, news.